And then there's this website, notcanada.com, blasting Canada as a land of shattered dreams where careers, finances, and lives are destroyed. It lists the top 8 reasons not to immigrate to Canada. Number 1, no jobs. The negative warnings from disillusioned immigrants posted on the website's forum are shockingly blunt. My Canadian dream turned into a nightmare. The embassies lie to foreigners. Canadians must be proud of having highly skilled immigrants sweeping floors and washing dishes. All of you wanting to migrate, do not do it. W5 sat down with Canada's Minister of Citizenship and Immigration, Joe Volpe, to talk about the disconnect between immigrants and the labor market.
We've talked to so many immigrants who said, look, we passed the point system, and we were led to believe that we would be successful in getting a job here, in our field. And then they just hit a brick wall and end up in dead-end jobs.
I'm one of those who doesn't believe that any job leads to a dead end. I think that work actually ennobles the human spirit. Now, that might sound a little bit Pollyannish for you, but...
Well, it's Pollyannish to a guy who's got a PhD and he's driving a cab for flipping burgers. I got to tell you, have you ever heard of notcanada.com? It's an internet site, a website. It's on here, in fact.
And what does it say?
Notcanada.com, a land of shattered dreams. This is really a slap in the face to our reputation.
Still to come.
I don't see why I cannot work here.
Why so many skilled immigrants are sorry they ever considered Canada.
They take any job that they can find, it doesn't matter. Some of them have 2, 3 jobs.
And how our international image is taking a beating.
The immigration system in Canada is broken.
When CTV's W5 continues.
Welcome back. Canada, like many other wealthy countries, puts a lot of effort into recruiting the best and brightest from around the world. The promise? Bring your education and skills, and the jobs are waiting. But can we really accommodate more? What about the tens of thousands already here? Many who came with dreams of a better life find it impossible to work in their chosen profession and complain of a system that offers little help to allow them to practice their skills. Well, you're about to hear from some of these disillusioned immigrants and of their struggle with poverty, rejection, and shame. As Victor Malarick discovered, for these newcomers, rather than the land of opportunity, Canada has become a land of broken promises.
Good one. Where are the big ones? That's the small one. That's a small one, yeah, but that's a good one, too.
The Canadian maple leaf. For Eva Zhai, growing up in China, a symbol of opportunity and independence in a far-off land.
We dream for that kind of freedom.
This is pretty large.
Eva immigrated to Canada because she dreamed of a better life for herself and her daughter Nicole. In Shanghai, Eva was a successful marketing executive for a large multinational. Just the kind of immigrant Canada wants. But once here, all she managed to find is a job as a telemarketer.
Now I feel a little bit lost, like a failure to the career improvement. I have a very solid multinational background, it should be, I can fit in.
Hamid Zarin Kalam was also led to believe he would have no trouble fitting in. An experienced pharmacist back in Iran, Hamid was told he would have to be recertified in Canada. But he was never told it would take almost 4 years, that he would literally have to start over, go back to school, and do another internship to requalify.
I passed my university, I got my degrees over there, so I'm ready to do. But here, no.
Hamid is working as a pharmacy technician to support himself while he studies for his licensing exams.
In Iran, you were running a huge pharmacy with all kinds of people working under you. Now you're working at the same level that you were managing people at in Iran. How was that for you?
Well, it's unimaginable.
Quite demoralizing.
Yeah. It's quite hard.
A huge step down.
Yep.
Raj, bring another box. We can put clothes over there.
By the time we met Raj Kumar, he was already packing up his dreams for a better life in Canada, along with his wife Shivani and their 2 children. After 5 years, the engineer with a PhD from New Delhi has been unable to find anything in his profession. Disappointed and desperate, he's quitting Canada for the United States.
I tried very hard, I tried very hard. How to say, I never thought that I will not find a job here.
Raj was educated and taught at one of the most prestigious technical schools in the world, the Indian Institute of Technology. Here in Canada, this engineer could only find a job as a courier. Finally, he turned south of the border.
Within 10 days, I got 2 offers. Now I have that offer. I don't know how it turned up, but at least I had an offer that I waited for very, very long time and desperately.
They come from different countries with different backgrounds, but they all have one thing in common. They qualify to emigrate to Canada under its point system for skilled workers. This government presentation, shown to immigrants, outlines what Canada wants. Top marks for applicants with university degrees and good jobs. Everyone has to pass an international language test, get at least 67 out of 100 points, and welcome to Canada. Invited based on their impressive education, job experience, and language abilities, only to find out that once they get here, those credentials aren't recognized, their foreign experience doesn't count, their English isn't good enough.
We are very, very upset.
Eva Jai joined a group of professional immigrants who agreed to talk to W5 about the difficulties they face getting work in their fields.
You all had expectations, dreams about coming here. When you got here, what did you find?
Roadblocks. Roadblocks.
I was a teacher in Iran. I graduated applied mathematics. Since math is the universal language, I thought maybe it's not going to be a big problem for me. Oh my God, you got a master in math, then it's great. We need math teachers in Canada. Welcome to Canada.
We're trying to get somewhere, but the system just keeps you locked out.
Locked out by employers who want Canadian degrees and Canadian experience, by regulated professions that make it almost impossible to requalify. Joshua Raj, an orthopedic surgeon, has performed more than 1,000 operations in Malaysia and the United Kingdom. Canada needs orthopedic surgeons, but the foreign doctor was told he would have to go back to medical school for a year, then wait in line and do another 4-year residency, if he could even find one.
When I make an incision in a patient in England or Ireland or Wales, under the skin they look exactly the same as a Canadian patient. The bones are the same, the arteries are the same, the nerves are the same. I don't see why I cannot work here.
This is not the way it was supposed to be. These immigrants came believing they were wanted and needed, a message the country actively promotes. Just last fall, the government announced it was going to increase quotas for skilled workers.
Canada needs more immigrants, plain and simple, and we need them to succeed.
Canada's economic growth depends on immigration, but the modern-day immigrant is vastly different from the immigrant of the past. For decades, Canada's immigration policy was built around family reunification and accepting refugees. We threw open our doors to the poor and desperate, regardless of their skills or education. But in countries like China and India, the majority of immigrants today are economic immigrants, from the middle classes, not the huddled masses. Already successful in their homelands, they chose Canada, not expecting to start at the top, but never believing they would have to start over at the bottom.
This is not always the best advice.
Jackie Buckridge runs job search workshops for new immigrants at the India Rainbow Centre in Brampton, Ontario. A classroom full of immigrants who arrived as skilled workers and now are struggling to find work.
When a lot of these professionals arrive here, if they can't find a job in their profession, do they go on welfare?
No, they take any job that they can find. It doesn't matter. Some of them have 2, 3 jobs.
Doing what?
Anything. They'll go to an agency and take a job in a factory. They'll work at Tim Hortons. They'll work midnights. They'll work weekends. They'll work 12-hour shifts, whatever they need to do to make ends meet.
The purpose of our immigration system is not to create a highly educated labor class in this country. But that may be the result. Just look around and you'll find foreign-trained doctors, architects, engineers, and teachers who are driving taxi cabs, delivering pizza, and washing floors. A growing group of professionals who are going backward, not forward in their careers, feeling bitter and betrayed that the talent they brought here is going to waste. That's certainly how this couple in Edmonton feels. Prem and Nessa Premakumaran are suing the federal government, accusing Canada of wooing professionals like themselves under false pretenses.
If they are looking for slaves to do the job, menial job, they should advertise, Canada is looking for slaves to do the menial job.
Prem and Nessa were educated in the United Kingdom and worked for 20 years in London, England, in accounting and office administration before emigrating to Canada.
During the interviewer told us, with the kind of education background we have, and with all that skills that we have, you should not be having any problem getting back in your fields straight away.
You're saying that Canada sold you a bill of goods?
Yes.
Yes.
Canada put out the welcome mat.
Yes.
And then yanked it from under them. Since coming to Canada, it's been a constant struggle for Prem and Nessa to support their young family. Despite their global experience and a booming Alberta economy, no one would hire them.
They say, I'm so sorry, you are overqualified, or you have to have a Canadian experience.
How many jobs have you applied for?
I have applied more than 4,500 applications.
4,500 applications?
Yes, I'm still applying.
And how many interviews have you had?
To my knowledge, it's about 5 or 6.
The Career Center told us to go on social welfare. I didn't come to Canada to go on social welfare. I had the skills, I had the experience. Why should I go on social welfare was my question as well. One thing people fail to realize, that Canada took us here is mainly for our education, skill, and experience. We didn't come here as refugees. That is where the very big mistake is.
The Premakumarans have been forced to take whatever jobs they could get to survive, cleaning hotel rooms and offices.
I still cannot forget the day when he rang me. He said he got a job. I asked him, what are you doing? I'm snow shoveling in front of Canada Place. How would a wife take it when they turn around and your husband, who's new to Canada, who was once a lecturer and the head of accounting and finance, snow shovel in front of Canada Place? I was broken. And then I told myself, I'm not going to break down, because if I do break down, then the whole family is going to fall apart.
When we return.